am very dedicated and hardworking. I always want to make sure that I deliver my tasks on time, and I'm also very a very
How do you explain the color red to a blind man? How do you explain the color red to a blind man? How do you explain the color red to a blind man? How do you describe the color red to a blind man? How do you describe the color red?
Don't let that happen to you, because the goal of your job interview is to pass and not to pass out. But don't worry, because if you're new to the call center world, or even if you're not new but you just want to brush up your interview skills, in this video I will share with you some common call center job interview questions with sample answers and a few tips that I think might help you when it comes to job interview or application. So if you are applying for a job soon, then stay tuned. Hi there, Ninja. Good morning, afternoon, evening, whichever part of the world you're at right now. So welcome back once again to my channel, and this is the third episode of Ninja Talks. So if you're new here, my name is Rhea and you're watching Call Center Ninja. I share real stories and tips to enjoy and survive your call center lifestyle. So, are you ready for your job interview? Now, I won't be able to cover all the questions that you think can be covered during a job interview. But the good thing about it is, even though the questions will be different from what you will learn today, it's still going to be a win-win situation for you, because first of all, you got to practice speaking out loud or answering questions, and second, it makes you become more confident because somehow you've already practiced a few questions, right? Well, case in point, Miss Universe. So even though they did not really know exactly what the questions will be for the finals round, they still undergo months and months of training, and well, they will just know the final question once they're already there. Same with you for your interview. I really think that preparation is the key so that you will win or nail your job interview. Even when I have already gone through so many interviews myself previously, when I get interviewed, I always still get nervous. But that feeling will only be for the first few seconds of the interview, and it dies down or it goes away after the first question, most likely. So it's very important to keep yourself comfortable and to prepare for the possible questions. Now, since I mentioned earlier that I won't be able to cover every question that there is to know about job interview, it's most likely because you have to also consider the nature of the job, your company, or whoever your client is. So for example, you are going to be assigned to customer service or sales or tech support, then your questions may be a little bit different. However, the basic questions for the first phases or stages of your interview will likely be the same. So if you're wondering, I'm a little bit formal today because it's an interview, of course, and red para suerte. So, of course, I also have my código because I can't memorize all the questions. Now, how you answer and how I answer obviously will be different because we came from different backgrounds and we have different personalities. So you can tweak it or apply it on your own. Just create your own sentences, create your own situations based on your experiences in life. Okay? So, the first question is the ever famous "tell me about yourself," right? Now, When you say tell me about yourself, I think you might have already read this or heard about this question every single time there is a job interview. And I think that even though this is very common, it's often overlooked. Sometimes you really just have to repeat to a person or say to that person again and again and again so that he or she will get used to it or he'll get used to the answer. So when you say tell me about yourself, you don't have to repeat whatever's on your resume because the interviewer already has access to that or can already see it, so he doesn't need to know what that is or what the details on your resume are. So the way you answer it is you can focus on your strengths and you can focus on your past experiences, how you are as an employee or how you are as a teammate. If this is your first job in a call center or first job, then you can state some experiences or past background that you have when you were still studying or when you were still in school. By the way, my lighting is a little bit difficult to adjust today, so I'm just gonna make do of whatever I have. But anyway, let's continue. So the way I will answer it is something like this, like I'm naturally a very optimistic person. I consider myself as an achiever because I always plot my goals ahead of time and I take important steps to achieve those goals. I'm also a very good team player, and every time a task or something is assigned to me, I always give my 100%, and I always want to make sure that my job is done well, whatever job is assigned to me. Also, I am very dedicated and hardworking. I always want to make sure that I deliver my tasks on time. Second question is, what are your short-term and long-term goals? So the best way to answer that is really to just base it on whatever goals you have in your life. So for short-term goals, possible that you are trying to, let's say, finish a certain hobby or a certain activity. And for long-term goals, for example, you want to move up or you want to be promoted after, let's say, 5 years. Okay, so just think of what your goals are first. At least you have those in mind or you have those ready when you get to your job interview. Then we also have, what is customer satisfaction for you? This is most likely if you are going to be assigned to a customer service program, or even if you're not, they will probably still ask you to see if you're fit for a customer service program, or should they be transferring you or assigning you to a different program. So research ahead of time what customer satisfaction means to you. So for me, I'd probably say something like customer satisfaction is when I'm able to, so for me, I'd say something like customer satisfaction is when the customer is really satisfied with the service that I provided. And when I say satisfied, the customer's questions are all answered and all the concerns that he or she stated are all resolved. And not just resolved for the day, but it's also considering the long-term resolution of that certain issue or a certain concern. So that for me is customer satisfaction. So for you, you may have a different answer to that, but that's basically the gist of it. Okay, and then number 4, why do you want to work for our company? So that's a very common question as well. Now, I think the best way to answer this is for you to just be honest about it, but don't Also consider your research. That's part of your job interview. When you're applying for a company, you should already have a general idea of what the company offers or what the company is about, right? So for example, if you're asked why do you want to apply, or why do you want to work for our company, you can say something like, I've learned that your company is one of the biggest telecommunications company in the Philippines, and I've also learned that you take care of your employees very well. There's a very high employee satisfaction rating, and the job is also very challenging for me. It's something that I've already done previously and I've already had an experience with. And aside from that, I see that and I've learned that the compensation and benefits are also fit for my lifestyle. So you can say something like that. Of course, we're all motivated by money, but you don't really have to push that money part, although that's very important because you're just honest. But at least there are also other reasons why you want to apply for that, or you want to apply for that particular program or company, right? Next is, why should we hire you? Now, in this question, you have to kind of sell yourself. So say the good things about yourself, of course, all the good things that you know are true. So don't make something up just to sound like you're the best employee. Although you're the best, of course, you will be the best because you have your unique characteristics or unique traits as an employee. So you can say something like, I'm very dedicated to my work and I always give my all when I'm assigned to a certain task. And aside from that, I'm also a very punctual employee. I always go to work on time and I make sure to go to work every day. So I think that's one of the best traits that an employee should have in order to be accepted to a certain company. O, diba? So number 6, why do you want to work in a call center? Nga naman, Jod, kahit ka mo work sa call center. So, first of all, money, right? Ako daw sweldo. But, well, the money part is true. You just have to state it in a way that, you know, it's positive sounding and it doesn't sound like when you get the money from them, then you'll just go away or run away without completing your job, something like that. So I want to work in a call center because I think that I have the characteristics or the traits to contribute to what the call center is looking for. I'm very dynamic, I can adapt to change very well. Or you can say something like, aside from a competitive salary and compensation and benefits package, I also believe that a call center company is fit for my lifestyle right now. And since I'm very dynamic and I can easily adapt to change, I think that I can survive the call center industry or the tasks that will be assigned to me. Okay na to answer. Basta something like that. So I guess my point for this question is that well, you're good with the compensation and benefits as well as the salary, but also try to tell your employer, your future employer, that you have what it takes to be a call center representative. Sorry if I have to cut this short or abruptly because this has already been a very long video and I did not really intend to cut it, but I will complete it with a part 2 video which I will link down below. If you have any questions that I missed or that I haven't addressed, feel free to comment, or maybe you'll find out the answer on part 2 or the next video. So if you still want to move on, which I suggest you do, I'll go ahead and again link it down, and please just follow that link. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and if you're watching this on Facebook, I'm also going to link that as well. So thank you so much for watching part 1, and I'll see you on part 2 or the next video.